Hey everyone, it's Bakutech back again with another Bakugan Bakutech review. Today we are going to be taking a look at Gallow. Gallow is a Chaos Bakugan, and I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be based off a wolf. Kind of hard to tell, but we'll go with that. Manual parts, he's got a lot on his back legs, which pretty much had to be folded out all by themselves. So yeah, he's got one joint at the hip, then you twist that, and then the toe bends, and there you go. Now he's got all his legs out. My Gallow is a G power of 590, but they can go upwards of 600 as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure the one from the deck is guaranteed to be 600 Gs. So yeah, here we have a closer look, so you can get a look at all the detail. Don't really know what's going on back here, but it looks cool. I don't know. I always kind of thought this guy looked like he had a weird haircut or something. But yeah, there he is. Gallow was one of the very first Bakutech released. After the initial wave, the first four, we got two decks. One that came with Flare Dragon, Destroy Municus, and Van Falco. And then we got the other one, which came with Gallow, Borg Mahesis, and Acro Gizzard. And Gallow was supposed to be the main star of the show in that deck. He did later get released again later down the line, along with the other Bakugan from the deck with the correct metal cross parts. Gallow always had these rubber cross parts, which is one of the most interesting features about this guy, since he is the only one who ever came with rubber cross parts. And we'll get into those a bit more in a bit. But first, we should talk about how good Gallow was in the meta. Gallow, very early on, was mainly used as an attack Bakugan, because he has the two cross pieces in the center, which, if you switch them out for metal, would be very effective for getting critical KOs. Sadly, he was still overshadowed by the early on Bakugan, such as Flare Dragon, because Flare Dragon, for example, is Pyrus, and Pyrus had better ability cards for getting crit KOs. So even though Gallow might have been a little better at getting a crit KO on base than Flare Dragon, Flare Dragon still ended up being the better Bakugan overall. But what is important about Gallow is these rubber cross parts. You can see they're kind of old, so I'm a bit careful with them, but you can see they're bendable. These had a huge impact on the competitive scene for Bakugan because they have a higher friction than metal or cross parts. So what this meant is any Bakugan that had a cross part that touched the card or the ground would have even more defense if you put these rubber cross parts on it. And this was immediately important since one of the very first Bakutech released was Kelon Leonis, who has this cross part, which touches the card, and would later see even more success with Bakugan like Shield Leonis, which could have upwards of 3 rubber cross parts. And of course, Daifujo, another great defense Bakugan with a cross part that touches the ground in the back. So while Gallow was not a great Bakugan himself, he was still a great Bakugan to pick up because of these rubber cross parts. You may even wanted to pick up multiple of him because some Bakugan have more than 2 cross parts, like the aforementioned Shield Leonis. The only real play Gallow himself saw was as an attacker early on, but that was really just because he was one of the first Bakutech Bakugan, so there wasn't a lot of competition. And even then, he wasn't that great. We only really saw like 2 successful Chaos attackers, being Blandsholt and Blandsholt Kai. But that's a video for a different day. Overall, Gallow is not a very popular Bakutech Bakugan, nor a very good Bakutech Bakugan. So, if you do want to pick him up, he is pretty affordable, which is nice because he is the only way to get these rubber cross parts, which I feel like back then and even now would be the main reason to get him. My personal thoughts on Gallow, he's definitely not my favorite. Wolf Bakugan sounds cool, but this guy doesn't really pull it off very well. He doesn't scream wolf to me, more like maybe a Wolverine or something. And I don't like how reliant he is on manual parts with these legs. I feel like they could have been spring-loaded a little, because that just looks weird when you open it, not fully. But, you know, he's alright. I still do like all the Bakutech Bakugan. This guy's just not one of my favorites. Anyhow, that's about it for my review for Gallow. I'm trying to make these a bit faster, so we'll see how I did. And I'll see you guys in the next one.